They say at WhatCulture, everyone's got a gimmick, an eel, a drink, a podcast that can be controlled. But the great ones, they use it to their advantage. They own it. They've got them right where they want them. The rest just haven't figured it out yet.
See, guys, anything's possible in the pyramid.
So, Uno!
Wait, are we not playing poker?
Well, this didn't work. Do you go back to Vegas?
Yeah?
Okay.
Welcome back to fabulous WhatCulture Mania Las Vegas. 4 nights, free entry. You'll be getting WrestleMania ups and downs live in the Luxor Hotel and Casino, and start spreading the news because we're bringing Raw and SmackDown watch parties to New York, New York. Plus, there will be even more huge announcements coming soon, so sign up and be the first to know.
Yes, anything really is possible in the pyramid.
Hello and welcome to the AEW Dynamite Preview. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to look ahead to tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, they're joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to look ahead to Dynamite tonight and all the fallout from AEW Revolution.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped for this. All of the incident that unfolded at Revolution was done for a purpose, obviously to bring back top stars so you can have like more great matches. But this is the most I've been invested in a Dynamite for the television in a long time. The wrestling has taken care of itself for the longest time in AEW. I've long thought that they've overemphasized it to a degree. But there are so many, and I'm going to use a Hamflettian term here, directions to get excited about on this AEW Dynamite that from segment to segment I'm going to be meerkatting out looking for like, okay, developments, storylines. Like, I don't know who MGF get. Like, there's MGF needs a pay-per-view level opponent.
He's on the throne on the Dynasty poster, isn't he?
Right, says he's a king. But now I'm thinking, right, well, this wrestler who was in that title picture, occupied, grudge feud. So I'm really looking at who it's going to be. That might get either like sort of teased, hinted at tonight, or outright confirmed. That's a brand new thing to look at. How does like the whole point of
pretty quick
AEW
turnaround, isn't it?
What?
Dynasty.
Yeah, too quick. But part of the beauty of AEW was a set of promotional values very early. Was, my God, these wins and losses matter. How are the wrestlers going to absorb, come back from, deal with these losses? The hell does Hangman Page do? It's the most bold move they've done in ages. So there's so much. It would be hugely disappointing if this doesn't feel in some way big, or at the very least, if this isn't a really, really strong table setting episode. I think the huge headlines generated by Revolution will be wasted. I'll level with you. I'm not in the best mood generally. I'll tell you why. My boiler's still not fixed. So I take a half day yesterday. Some fella has come out. Very nice people, obviously. But it's like, because I'm not capable with this sort of thing in any way, shape, or form, I feel like they're talking a different language to me when they come around my house. And I'm like, just tell it to me straight, Doc. Do I have a cold shower tomorrow or not? And they say yes. I'm like, off. Right. So I'll tell you what happened this morning very quickly. Basically, I want a good Dynamite tonight. And it'll have to be a good one if this situation still isn't resolved. Because this morning, right, yesterday I have a cold shower, right? I can't get on public transport as a very empathetic individual who just admonishes other people for their failure to follow the rules and be nice to their fellow man, right? I cannot go on public transport without washing my arse. Do you understand? Like, I'm not going to do that.
Support this.
I'm not going to do that. I find people who don't do this objectionable. So I have to do cold, obviously. So I had the cold shower yesterday. I'm putting Pantera on to try and psych myself up for it. I can't really hear it. I need to get the Bluetooth speaker, so that was a waste of time. When I wash my hair, it is brain-free city. It is horrendous. Like, it's one thing to just get in there, brace yourself, and then just do it.
It's good for you, you know.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well, no. not in this sense for you emotionally, but it's good for the body.
Okay, great. So I do that. Like it's brain freeze on my heat. So I'm thinking, right, I'll wash the hair downstairs if the boiler's not fixed. Guess what it isn't?
Your pubes.
I did think when he said
No,
that.
no. So this morning I'm thinking, right, okay, that was a disaster. It wasn't a disaster, but it was painful. That cold shower yesterday, right? So instead, what I'll do is I'll wash my hair in the downstairs sink. Right. I've been in this house 9 months. And the boiler's already packed in. It's a joke. Anyway, so I'm living like a student in my forever home. How does that work? Jesus Christ. So as I'm making the kids breakfast and, hurrying them up and getting them out of bed and I'm boiling kettle after kettle after kettle. Sink with the idea being fill it up, suds it up with some shampoo, cool it down with the cold water that only comes out the tap now. And I noticed, I did my best to clean it all out last night. There's like a red tint to some of the bubbles, and I'm thinking, no, that's left over. That's bolognese remnants. So I'm washing my head in bolognese remnants today.
Please, I've got a suggestion. Yeah, by all means, shoot it down. But if it's just a case of very sportingly washing your undercarriage,
yeah,
and then hair up, why don't you wash your undercarriage at home? Then get on the public transport, come to work, and use one of the warm showers.
I said this.
Because, like...
I'm on the school run. I'm already wasting time as it is.
I feel like we'd understand if you needed to make it.
We're a sympathetic bunch.
So basically, come on, Tony. Give me a good Dynamite. Because there's a potential football heartbreak on the horizon tonight as well. So give me a good Dynamite, please.
Yeah, like, I echo Sidge's thoughts. Like, not so much about the bolognese shower, though I'd echo your pain in that.
Would you like that, though? If, like, just bolognese shower and you could just go,
I was going to say, I can think of worse scenarios than, like, an actual bolognese shower rather than the one that you've pitched there.
Yes.
Like, I've seen the card for this Dynamite, but I'm still excited. Like, it's the stuff that went down at this pay-per-view is how it should be. You should be going in, like, those matches, Christ. But, like, the stuff that went down at this pay-per-view is so good. Like, those events, like whether it was the returns, the comebacks, the incidents, the results, everything felt like, or everything within the AEW world that matters felt like it has to be addressed on Wednesday. And, like, I know that's an unfair expectation, and there'll be some things that are either saved for Collision, or it's like this can be a this week thing and this can be a next week thing. I've got to be good faith on this. Like, what's the WWE equivalent? Gunther's got nothing happening right now, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be working WrestleMania. It's just he sort of dissipated. I can allow for, like, right, well, that isn't going to get picked up this week, but there were so many of them on Revolution that I would fully expect, like, the vast majority to get something, and then it's fine because you're leaving something for the following week.
is that a red bubble gimmick?
He's
wearing, for the listeners, a WWF Raw is War t-shirt.
It was a vintage thing where it was just a friggin' steal. It was £6 on account of its, like, really poor quality and obvious.
It's gonna be pit stain cities after like 4 washes.
Yeah, but like I just saw the logo and I felt something. I was like, that's worth that money right now. Yeah. Like, was that like perfect capitalism in action?
It is nice. That it is nice.
Timeless, isn't it? This particular period. Yeah. So yeah, it's an exciting landscape within AEW at the moment.
You're right. I mean, you look across this card, and we'll talk about Will Ospreay. We'll start with him probably to begin with. But yeah, you not only got him, Ronda, obviously. You've got new champions all over the place. New women's tag team champions. But obviously, we already got the one women's match on this card. We got new trios champions. Bobby Lashley's out there talking in interviews about, like, I think we're going to come back. I think we're going to go after those trios titles, which would be nice as if you got Mystico and Jet Speed going up against them.
Oh, God, that worked out so well the first time, didn't it? That Hurt Syndicate Jet Speed program.
Just be loads of fun and flying all over the place, basically. But yeah, there's a lot to get through. Who faces Tekla next as well? Not only MJF. But yeah, let's start with Will Ospreay. He's back and he's straight into action.
Yeah.
Against, sorry, check my notes here, Sidge, and he's against someone whose nickname actually escapes me.
I'll help you out this jam. It's Vanilla Baby.
He's not slowing down whatsoever, is he? I know there's talk about him changing his style.
Well, it was reported on Observer Radio, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That apparently Will Ospreay is going to, following, very significant neck surgery, further modify his style. I don't know.
Like it on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It did not look like it on
Starting
Sunday.
now.
Yeah. Like, he's... the thing about Will Ospreay, right, is that he's incredible. He is a phenomenal talent. Everybody knows this. I think he's phenomenal in ways that a lot of people, including myself sometimes, don't really grasp. He has been modifying it before, like years before the neck injury. Like, he's just so unbelievable at making the stuff that he does that really does feel like a risk. That really does feel like really ill-advised. What are you doing to your body in the ring at this moment? He is so good at picking the spots of when to do it. And he has been for so long now that it's only when you listen to him talk in an interview, like I think like really when he was getting pushed early into that AEW run, he did it. Maybe it was actually... He did a lot of press before All in Texas last year when people thought, he's nailed on to win and not Hangman Page. Anyway, he did an interview with Van Vliet at some point, and he lists all the moves that he's like, I can't do that anymore. It's like, no, I'm fairly certain you can do anything. You Will Ospreay, you're ridiculous. He's like, no, I can't do this, that, and the other. Then you think back to those, I'm a fucking neck days when he was, still learning how to be an incredible pro wrestler, and then he would like sort of react to criticism and go maybe too far in the other direction, and then he would drop certain things from his like act. My God, he used to do so much, too much by probably his own admission. He says he's physically incapable of doing some of the stuff that he used to do because he's obviously got that main event level body, because he's unrecognizable from the dude who was in WCPW. And other more UK indies that got him on the map a bit more, shall we say. So I don't know at this point what he's going to eliminate from his repertoire, or what he's going to add, or what he's going to sort of emphasize or not. I mean, the dude could have a match, realistically, where he does nothing but throw people around and strike. He's got the best strikes in the game. I mean, that hidden blade is ridiculous. His ability to just throw people down to the canvas with like some of his moves is ridiculous. Like, he could become like a powerhouse wrestler, and then when he needs to, because to pop the crowd at one moment or to, I don't know, like put over, and it's not going to happen tonight, because it's like this is like a welcome back Will Ospreay match, but like saying there's a big pay-per-view match that he's going to have like Dynasty or throughout the rest of this year. He could like wait 10 minutes before doing that Sky Twister press, and it's going to feel like, oh, this guy can do anything, because he'll insert it into the match to get the most reaction. In the process, build the opponent that he's wrestling. It's like, oh Christ, he really needs to dust off. Old school Ospreay is such an incredible oxymoron. But like, oh, Will Ospreay, or vintage Ospreay, like he's been doing it for so long that you forget how much he used to do, because he just gets better and better and better. So I've got no doubts over his ability to further modify his in-ring repertoire. I don't know what you're going to see out of this tonight, right? Because there's a few ways it could go, this match against Blake Christian. I'm thinking it's going to follow a similar template to Kenny Omega versus Rocky Romero, where Vanilla Baby, if he is going to play that just obnoxious dickhead, right? Which I feel like we should see more of in AEW, incidentally. You're going to see, like, Vanilla Baby go, oh, look at me. And his stupid heel head thinking, oh, it's all about me, this.
Yeah.
Like, I've got the opportunity to strut my stuff. My stuff's awesome, actually. And he's going to be giving it the big and being a dickhead all around. Then Ospreay is going to, maybe they could just copy it. I would. It was one of the best spots of the year, where Vanilla Baby's just being a dickhead in the corner of the ring. Wallop, hidden blade.
It's like, considering what happened to Daniel Gossier, I'm not hopeful for Blake Christian tonight.
No, not at all.
What if he tries his own like hidden Blake, and it's rubbish? And the commentators call it out
Yeah.
as such.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
This is not your big night, as
And
you
then,
said.
yeah.
It's just crap.
This could look. He could he's a smaller guy. This could be one of those. You look at this match graphic, and if you've not followed Ospreay's like stylistic evolution, if you like, you might think, "Oh God, it's an Ospreay match." This because it looks like the Ospreay match people make up in their heads when you look at this graphic, and maybe that's been done on purpose to like pull the rug out from under the viewer. And he's going to annihilate this guy with like power moves, power moves, power moves. I'm like, oh Christ, this is a new proposition, ready to take that AEW World title after all. And there's room for him to dust off the aerial stuff deeper into the air, of course. But this could be a really power move based annihilation, or it could just be a really condensed Ospreay match. As God, he's class in the ring. I don't know if I would have a problem with that. I would, try and. If I'm Ospreay and I am in fact going to modify or like try and, I'll let you talk in a second. I'm sorry. You could see like a new dimension, like a real emphasis on how brutal his power stuff looks, or you could just Kenta Ricky Marvin this bitch. Just a 2-minute sprint, and it's awesome.
Think this opens.
Ooh, like elevated such a great ready for this show.
Yeah.
Open, kill him in 3 minutes, then cut a promo. Death Riders come out.
I know it's a bit. Is it fed adjacent? I don't know. To do like, oh, look what they've put next to each other. But like, if you do here's what happened at Revolution to Kenny Omega, Ronda Rousey, Edge and Christian, Will Ospreay back. Oh, here's what happened. Texas Death. MJF. Last shot. MJF holding the title, hand standing over Hangman Page. Dun, 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 and it's like. We all know where this is going eventually.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward big time to this.
Yeah, I don't care how the match plays out. This is what you do. Like, Will Ospreay is the biggest star, the next babyface world champion, really. So this is that visual representation booking I like. The fact that he's straight back out on Dynamite. It's kind of like AEW's version of him opening the show with a 20-minute promo segment,
Yes.
Like this is how they do it.
Welcome to Dynamite.
Yeah, it's with his.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's with a physical exhibition and a shorter promo. He might cut one because he's been pretty great at that as well. It's
Boom, let's go, ignite, suck a fat cock.
in a flash of light.
He could sing the theme from years
Yeah,
ago.
he could. Why not?
He could do anything.
He's not going to do that though, is he?
We can't rule it out. He probably won't, but. No, I'm not asked how the match plays out. You could have the 50-50 version. Ospreay does such a good job of it. The thing I don't like, he does well. You could do the squash and that'll be a blast. So either's fine.
It's your motto now, isn't it?
What's that?
I don't care how the match plays out.
It's wrestling's fault.
Yeah,
I won't take the blame for this. But like, but in Ospreay's case, it always works out. It's why he's the next guy. Something else I was going to say regarding the stylistic shift. Like, it's the latest thing, and where, like, Ospreay, there's so many parallels between Ospreay and AJ Styles, because AJ did this exact thing in TNA. You watch those early TNA and Ring of Honor years. He did some stuff, like, on indies as well.
It's a necessity as well.
Yeah, physically they have to, but obviously at some point, it's probably a little bit of advice from the veterans that they don't want to take, because it's like, well, no, this is what's got me over. This is why I'm such a drawing card. But then physically they have to pick and choose their spots. But it was great for AJ because, like, you kind of gradually got used to his matches having less. And then, at the pay-per-views and the title matches on the big occasions, he dropped that one back in. And you've missed it so much. It's one of the best moments in the entire match, Like, he dropped the springboard 450 for quite a while, and then he ended up winning the TNA title with it when he reintroduced it. Ospreay's got a bunch of those that really don't need coming out all the time, but when they do, when it's at Wembley or wherever, it's going to be all the more magic, Same sort of wrestling mind, I would imagine as well. They will know better than most the specifics of what physically they need to look after and then act accordingly. This would be brilliant. Ospreay's the man. Like, Ospreay's the guy. Nothing has changed. He was the guy all of last year. AEW have been super patient. Impressively so, because there would have been a couple of times where I'd have probably thought, nah, sod it, we'll just go now.
Yeah.
I don't know about this recovery, and like, he's back, so presumably he's fine, he's good to go. They've got a selection headache at the top of the card, because MJF as world champion is, in my opinion, what makes this product truly great. Ospreay is the undeniable next top guy in the company. that's the best situation to be in.
Yeah.
We've only got foul Dynamites before Dynasty. Is MJF on this show?
This Dynamite,
Yeah.
they might do the route of he is awesome at cutting those promos immediately after the match is done, where he talks about how, like, you know, that now is the time for him to be a completely braggadocious dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss that from MJF. He still does it, of course. But it felt like every single week he would come out and be like the biggest, like, entitled, I'm taking over this entire industry in the years to come. And I know it, and you know it. And it's great, isn't it, being me? He can get a little bit, he can get intense, and I know it's like more top guy, I've made it stuff. But I want him to kind of just come out and be cocky, you know? Cocky MGF is one of the most exhilarating, just, like, doses of charisma you're going to get in wrestling today. And I think
In his mind, he never has to face Hangman Page ever again. He's never losing this title, and Hangman Page can't fight for it
he's
again.
took the main character off the board, and in his speciality match, he is the character right now is feeling invincible. I want him to gloat.
Cowboy hat?
Cowboy, do what you want.
Funeral.
Mock funeral for Hangman
Mock
Page.
funeral. Like,
I think have they tried it
The
on
old-
Dynamite? I feel like the Gun Club might have done one for the Acclaimed or something. I
Maybe.
feel dimly like they've done it before.
And there's already a coffin going to be on this show.
he's pissed on the grave in the video.
Oh, well,
package.
you know, Tony Two Times loves to do the same thing twice, doesn't he? So maybe I love a mock funeral, me. Like, if you've made this decision in the half, and as I said, no one can determine whether it's a good one or not yet.
Mm.
It's one of those. But because you have made the decision and you've done it, you have to maximize it. Like, I know my 1999 Fed brain and 90s WCW brain, I love a mock funeral, man.
Yeah.
It's because it's like it's that juxtaposition between something serious and like that can upset people, obviously, to a profound degree. It's the heel being and laughing about it. I love that. I'm sorry, I love it. Mock funeral, do it.
I was thinking more about the Hangman Page stipulation, because you said this in the review, and you're totally right. It's like this can only be judged wholly with time itself. You've got to give it like a year and then 2 years, and who knows how it's going to play out. It's the simplest way for everybody not to like make up their mind on this. Just decide if you like it or not.
No, you have to
Like,
wait though.
No, but like right now, do you like it right now?
No, I
Do you-
don't.
Well, and that's so there you go. I think that's it. Like I like it. I wanted them to follow through. I like it, regardless if this could be a disaster, right? But like they showed incredible guts to make this call.
Mm.
I like that.
There's got to be an idea.
The character of Hangman Page without this has to go in a
Never
different direction.
confronted it in the build.
Yeah, I like that. Like I just like it. You're right. The analysis is very hard because all of us can just speculate on what they could get right, what they could get wrong. I kind of like disavow the idea of like, well, this could be the way to get out of it. Well, don't think about it in that mindset. Commit to it. Like, don't think about it as a get out. Think about it as a, right, what is it that you've committed to that you then can't uncommit from? Like, and that's what I like.
He's short of other people in the world title picture right now either. That we're like, oh God, how do we get back to Hangman Page right now?
Or
wait a year.
As we said at the time, this is not Cody Rhodes 2 months into a white hot new product with a white hot babyface. This is a guy who was kind of going like that anyway, and all the criticism around him was centered around kind of being a failure as a world champion. So you've lifted that stick to beat him with away from critics. Like this is a bold new frontier that I appreciate. There's been plenty of times when bold steps have been taken and it's failed. Like Steve Austin turning heel springs to mind, but there are others where like bold steps have been taken and businesses declined subsequently or characters have suffered. But
Cody Rhodes taking himself off the board for the...
I think this is the same but different. I don't think this is as a bold a call as some of those other ones.
They've almost certainly thought more about it.
Yeah.
Because as I said, like, it's really wild to think that Cody Rhodes took himself out of the title picture forever when they needed to really sort of build up their stipulations in November. The decision was made before November, but the result at Full Gear happened in November. In December, the very next month, because the whole point was Cody Rhodes was like, I can't be uncreative and book myself in effect to win the title. I can't be an executive and a champion at the same time. It's going to reflect badly on me. I'm committing to both things at the same time. I will take myself out of that. I won't give myself the luxury. I won't give myself the option a month later, give or take. He's not even really in charge of his own creative anymore. It is astounding how badly, in retrospect, that was thought out.
It was a nice big picture gain, though, that he would have been thinking of. Because Christ, like if you're protecting the integrity of the brand for decades. If Cody Rhodes just sits in AEW forever and has a good run and not how it went, and maybe that's one thing led to the other. Yeah. But like, what an incredible thing he did for the integrity of AEW as a company that like sticks to its stipulations when it's wrestling and nobody sticks to anything. Yeah, like he was thinking. It was very big picture.
It's very very Cody to be so idealistic. And why wouldn't you be when AEW as a concept and as this thing in practice there was so much buzz around it at the time had worked? He was obviously going to do that. On one level, you'd like to think they've put way more thought into this, and they've obviously addressed. And they're like sort of tentative planning for the Hangman Page character, right? Okay, how do we avoid the same mistakes? I'm not saying there's going to be like a Hangman verse or out like that, but you'd like to think that you can't do this to the full extent, but you'd like to think that they've thought about, right, okay, well, it's not just you not having a reign with the title anymore. What if he catches fire? Not being funny, wrestling is so simple. We see it with Danhausen. We see it with Yeet. LA Knight doing got over. What if Hangman Page said something one week? And I'm not trying to be reductive here. I'm trying to set out an example. What if Hangman Page says something one week and it's just the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life? Like, I don't know, like Chris Jericho as an aside, and I think this was like a Dumb and Dumber reference, just went quite famously, "Oh, a little bit of the bubbly." I was like, all right, Jericho's good. That's the best thing I've ever heard, and I'm going to say nothing else for 3 straight weeks. What if Hangman Page, who can really be funny at times, just has a moment like that, and everyone's like, I love Hangman Page. He's the best. Push him to the main. Oh, can't do that. Wrestling's weird in ways that you can never, ever predict. The dumbest possible thing will catch fire and get over. You can't account for that, so you probably shouldn't do this stip. Here's another thing as well to think about. Yeah, it's one thing he's had 2 world title reigns. Neither of them took. He is one of the better storytellers and details guys in wrestling. He'll have an idea for this, otherwise they wouldn't have thought about it. But it's like, it's the permutations of the decision where I don't think they would have thought about all of them, because I don't think it's possible to do that. Like, can't be in the own anymore. You're taking big, massive TV matches at a fixed point of the time, just away from Hangman Page. Can't be in a casino gauntlet anymore. You can't build rivalries that Hangman Page might have with somebody else, or have these little cute, cool moments in matches, because he's not a factor anymore. He can't be in casino gauntlets. There's a casino gauntlet, not one of the better ones that I recall, where was there a Hangman Page reference where
he wasn't in, where it came up weeks later. It was like, I couldn't even get in the goddamn number 1 contenders battle royal.
No, it wasn't that. It was Hangman Page was in the ring, and Ricochet was feuding with Swerve Strickland. You heard Swerve Strickland's theme. You thought it was going to be a face-to-face when they hadn't revisited, oh my God, Hangman and Swerve, and it was Ricochet trolling with... Have I made this up?
No, I remember here we go.
And then it was Ricochet doing Swerve going, You can't do that now because Hangman won't be in the match, because he can't be in the match. There's no point in him being in the match, because his word is... there's a lot of little things that haven't been considered here.
I see, you laid this out before, and I can't believe you're saying that negatively. Genuinely. He can't. I
know it's an opportunity.
It's the biggest opportunity. There's no restrictions on out anymore, and you've just laid out 6 restrictions on a character.
There's the biggest restriction ever.
Yes, there's got to be something brand new, or this is death or glory for this character. It's amazing. Like, he's either done ski, or you've come up with this like brand spanking new way to promote a top star. It's brilliant. It's like, I can't see how this is bad. There's every other wrestler to live through that story that you've just told. Every single one of them can have that go. Hangman Page has now got to go down an entirely different path, or leave.
If the best thing happens to him, he's still die. We'll agree to disagree, but what if he says something as good as a little bit of the bubbly? What if he becomes like a sensation again?
Then get to watch somebody promoted as a top guy without a top belt, and an entire new thing is opened up as a result.
But what is the purpose of the character in the wrestling promotion that wants to be a wrestling promotion where the title matters if he can't have the title? I mean, if he just goes for the TNT, it's just rubbish.
Oh, I wouldn't want him going for any other belts. They're all suck. But like they're
Why is he wrestling then?
because at this point, like his ceiling is different to everybody else's, and it becomes like I'm not the creative guy here that's got to come up with these great ideas that Hangman Page has. But hypothetically, if his ceiling is different to everybody else's, that separates him from everybody else in the roster in an entirely different way. That gives him a USP that no wrestler in this company has. Like, and it doesn't matter that like the title is the thing that you can't. I understand that like it ultimately the whole picture should be always built around your title. That's like day one fundamental stuff. But like the fact that this is uncharted territory is what makes this so fascinating.
It's fascinating. I just think that there's things that they haven't considered.
He will if that little bit of the bubbly scenario was to happen, right, and Hangman Page can't win the world title, you could potentially be staring down the barrel of like two credible world title wrestlers because you've got the one that's actually holding the belt and the one that never can. And it's so this is perfect. So I got two top stars. It's like bloody.
It's not perfect though. It's not perfect because CM Punk and Hangman Page in early 2022 underlines that it's really not ideal to have someone overshadowing the guy that's meant to be the guy. Like at times there can only be one.
No, I accept
the
that.
Hogan Austin thing. It's like the Austin Rock. Like you constantly, if you've got two guys in that position, it's actually a headache more than a luxury. We've seen it with Austin and Rock. Like they did some absolutely incredible creative gymnastics to turn the Rock heel. We praise it all the time. Deadly Game, 1998, to keep them separated. The closer they each were to having their in that spot, they can only be one. Rock Austin 2001 booking nightmare. Double or Nothing 2022 Hangman Punk booking nightmare. You're just causing rifts in the crowd. We'll see. But I didn't,
It could be an AEW Seth belt scenario as well, because WWE would always just relent and knock out belts, and that would be like two world titles. I don't necessarily...
Yeah, give him a second world title and spray a black X on it. There you go. That's always worked out in the past, hasn't it?
I don't relish two world titles. That's not a path AEW needs to go down to kind of get him out of that.
What I will say for tonight, by the way, and this is not me speculating on the booking, and it's fascinating to hear that because it's like I can see both sides of all this, and I'm excited to see what they do.
I think that's why this is good, by the way.
It is also fine tonight. It is also fine tonight for Renee or whoever to say, have Hangman be there. I'd also kind of funny as well if he runs into Mystico and Jet Speed. Oh, Trios Champions again. I'm not part of that either. But like,
yeah, I like that.
It's fine for Renee to be like,
I'm sure you like that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got more chance of being world champion than he has. But
he's gonna say that every week, and I'm gonna pop every time.
Yeah.
But what I would say is it's fine for Renee, like we mentioned, because in the build they say like, what if you lose? What if you lose? And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose. I'm going to be world champion after Sunday. It's fine for Renee to be like, what now for Hangman Page? And for him on tonight be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have an answer 3-4 days after this happened. He's just like, yeah, what am I if I can't fight for the world title?
When I mentioned
I'd love like an interaction with Kenny Omega tonight.
I think all of this is months. I think that's why the storyline. He's the guy, to go back to the very start of this podcast, that I wouldn't feature on this show. Like, he was wheeled out on a stretcher. MJF celebrated over his body on a stretcher. Like, Hangman's a guy. The fact that there will be so many unanswered questions, but this is such a big deal that the other wrestlers can have the conversation about it this week. And Hangman
could have the clip of Renee trying to get a word with him as he's getting wheeled out. What happens now, Hangman? I don't know.
Like, hey, Adam.
Wake up.
Like,
but Kenny could address it.
Look,
Kenny could be going to Dynasty Dynasty because that's in Canada.
Yeah.
That's the Rogers Center, isn't it? Is that right?
I don't know.
Where are we tonight, actually, on there? Oh, hang on. We are tonight for AEW Dynamite. Come on, guys. Okay. Sorry, just doing my research for where we are, you said, where we are tonight. I mean, obviously, to answer that, if I set the light off accidentally.
I thought you were like setting up a bit.
Yeah.
No, I just need to pick a number between 1 and 19.
4.
Well, it's because we're at the Brave Fart Center in Fresno, California. Sidge, that's the pick a number between 1 and 19.
14.
We're at the Brave Fart Center in Fresno, California.
Is it like an Easter fart at the moment?
I don't know. There's a mystery fart.
Give it a go.
Do we press it? Thanks to the guys at Fart World.
They're not sponsoring it.
Still not quite pulled the money together from our bosses to pay for the premium fart package.
Let's go for the mystery fart.
Okay, here we go. Sorry if this gets into trouble. That was just, I think that might just be, it must just be random then.
That's
Also,
too long.
you know, at the bottom, it's changed.
I'm sorry.
It's changed at the bottom. It now says soundboard create, make it rain. We all know those, obviously. One of the words, actually, we can have a co-host of a different podcast tell us, what's that second button say there along the bottom?
Characters!
Yes.
The Christmas farts and ears back.
I've got to pay to unlock the others. So sorry, Cupid's farts. It's not available right now. Kenny Omega. I mentioned his name. Let's talk about him. Because he could well be back in title contention, or the Swerve stuff naturally, which is what he returned to on Sunday.
Yeah. If they do return to the Swerve stuff, which they will, we saw it, it should be grounded in the idea, rooted in the idea that they're both wanting to go for the title. That should never be ignored, overlooked, or whatever. That feels like a... How long is this going to go? Because do you, as an example, have Kenny win... Say they have a match at Dynasty. Kenny wins. He could then face MJF at Double or Nothing. Because they need big matches. They need MJF to cut off more heads, with the idea being like, my God, it's Will Ospreay or nobody to end this MJF reign. So you have to go big with the challengers. Or could this be Kenny's last big... It feels like a departure. It feels like the Bucks and Kenny, I give you love, going their separate ways. Feels like a mutual... Oh, the stuff at the end of 2025 was not good. Should we just, park it for a bit? So maybe if that is, a really sort of explicit nap, if we are going to go out earlier than people think, we should probably, really try to do something of real substance in our respective decisions, and then have the sort of retirement trios run and go away. All that being said, if Kenny does feel like, now I want to do something actually big and not just sort of in jokey and pally with my mates, let's go big. Does he want one last massive fooed, and the Swerve Strickland stuff ends up in a, well, they ideally wanted to end up in a place like the Hangman Swerve stuff, where it's this long ass big time story, or it's just a way for them to trade wins and whoever gets the second gets MJF. I don't know, but again, it's just Kenny in a new context of trying, being treated as a big-time player. I'm massively into it. Let's say it's Kenny versus Swerve at Dynasty. The rule of wrestling promotion is you have to escalate it. There's been some violence. I mean, he took that awesome vertebraker through the table. What a bump. We've seen Texas Death already. What stip do we get?
Exploding barbed wire deathmatch.
I mean, I'd love that, but it's in an indoor arena. I can't really see it happening. I would love that. I keep saying I say it in jest half the time, but not really. If they want to do it, they should do that they should do it at All In. Maybe that match would have to go on last because of the production and whatnot. Basically, it was a huge draw by AEW standards at the time when they did it. They've understandably never returned to it.
Yes.
So it still feels special. Yeah. So not only have you got the inherent allure of the stipulation that informed this incredible buy rate, but you've got the can't happen again, can it? It can. Element of they can't mess it up again. It's it's got the car crash dimension to it now. I can't look away. Please get it right. Please get it right. They should revisit that stip at some point. And,
Funny to have Kenny in as well. So he's you can't build it this time.
Yeah. They blamed TNA, didn't they?
Is that what they blamed?
They blamed TNA for building the bomb. Because Kenny was in league with TNA. And
of course. Yeah.
What an unbelievable bit of part of that was. And spend a bit more on the sparklers. But here's the encouraging thing. When they had this really genius idea, this incredibly, unbelievably clever, genuinely genius idea to do secret explosions in matches? Who would have thought of that? they look good now. They've got the hang of the bombs now.
Yep.
Because I was kinder to the bombs than I probably should have been at the time. Because there was, remember the double bomb?
Yeah.
From the John Woo dropkick one. Oh my God, there was 2 in about 5 seconds. They looked okay.
Yeah.
I was kinder to them than I should have been, I think.
Yeah, it was reasonable. Everyone was laughing. And you were like, well, hold on.
Hold on. There was a good match before that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that was what we debated earnestly. I wasn't as big on the match, but we just had a chat about the match. And it was like, right now we have to get to the unavoidable reality. People actually want to talk about.
It felt like losing a Derby, that. But I was so into AEW at the time. It felt like, oh God, we just lost the Derby there.
Something about the visual of the wind blowing all 4 of them, like the little sparklers all in.
It was bad.
Frittering away.
It was bad. But I know they should do that step again.
Let's talk Cope and Christian. They also returned the weekend. How do they follow up what's gone on with FTR tonight? I mean, they should understandably be out for blood.
This feels like I
Gotta
feel
get
like
my package out first.
I feel like I'm in a exploding barbed wire death match. Even saying this, I thought this was pretty good.
Oh, it was
like,
good. I just don't like him.
I understand why Cope just generates this dismay, sickness in your stomach about how AEW could look with him anywhere near it.
Makes me sick to my stomach, GR.
Little bastards. I just think that this is where he fits. Like they promoted 2 big matches in one run-in, and they were very well received in the building. And I think like we all had a good time like speculating on the reality of Cope and Christian winning the tag belts from FTR to build to the Wembley match between the 3 teams, or whenever they're going to run it. But you could tell that was the direction. And Cope and Christian versus the Young Bucks as well. Like this is where this all fits. Like nobody's asking for Cope and Mox title matches and the like ever again. But I would say like this is how you move the pieces around on the board. Like as soon as you lower the stakes, somebody can feel like they belong again. And I think that's happened instantly really here with Cope and Christian.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm probably going to say this every week until August. I apologize. Triangle, Escalera, De La Muerte, Cope and Christian, FTR Bucks, with some of the different actual 2-on-2s with all the groups before that. That's a tag team picture for the rest of the year. They foreshadowed it at Revolution. It's pretty all right by me.
Yeah.
It feels like so obvious that there's no more talking points. It'll be good. That's what it is. So if Kenny and Swerve are preoccupied with one another, that takes one big winner from Revolution out of the main event. Ospreay and Mox could be a Dynasty match.
Yeah.
Who gets MGF at the Pape? Does Joe return and they do a singles?
Joe's part of the reason why Hangman was thought of as lesser than, I think. Yes, Adam?
It doesn't really work in the dynamic of the match, but it doesn't really matter because he's got a big old veiny cock. What about Andrade?
Yeah, but that's, yeah. Andrade could play situational babyface.
Pay-per-view win.
Don Callis family stuff as well, you've alluded to in the past.
MJF was like, "Hey, Don," and it was Fletcher, wasn't it? That's what we were working with him for. Like, that's for something, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's in service of something. Like Andrade, I think.
Dobbs?
They could do Darby Allin if he wins tonight, you know. Like Darby Allin and MJF for the belt, they could do that as a one-off.
Yeah.
Like, he's an easy guy to beat, but
You might have won Texas Death. What about a person you literally can't kill? Darby Allin.
Following on from a coffin match as well. Like, AEW.
When was their really class match? That
Full
deserved
Gear
5?
2021.
Oh, God.
Unbelievable. MJF's gear in that as well.
Yeah.
Oh. Got me like Homer.
The gear, the match, the post-match promo from MJF on the Dynamite. Maybe the first time he did the proper bloodied.
I think
knackered,
maybe, yeah.
It's like set a template for him. I'd love him to go back to that. And you can kind of forget the 2023 4-way stuff.
Yeah.
Just be like, that didn't really count.
Sorry about that.
Dobbs was the best talker in that, wasn't he? Out of the, I know it's like Sammy and
They did that weird thing where he got the buy and he was
And he
like,
celebrated.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
out
yeah,
of
yeah.
Darby
Character.
Allin, like.
So out of character. We were in the building for the match. It was one of those matches where I could understand why people would have hated it. It was so choreographed with like when they all did the moves
Yeah.
about their mentors, and it was like some of the like intricate sequences were kind of absurd. It's a live spectacle. It was incredible.
Miller said it was the best four-way he'd ever seen.
It was just
as we were coming out of the building.
It was
just
so well done. Even if you take it from a totally planned and executed viewpoint, rather than like feeling the emotion of the story or whatever, from a planning, execution, ambition level, it was unbelievable for what it was.
Yeah. That's, I think, the first Dynasty match to get announced is Cope and Christian versus FTR for the belts. It's Canada.
big, yeah.
You know it's happening, so you might as well
Yeah.
graphic that bitch now. Like, I think that's the first one that gets announced.
I'm gonna kill you for what you did to my family. I just had to shoot Percy Jackson first.
Some of us have priorities.
Streaming on whatever it is, Disney Plus.
I
And I'm
also,
steaming mad.
I also have my family in the business, but in different orders to you.
Of projects.
I'm just doing my research on it is Disney Plus. And and Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I play the Greek god of war, Ares, and we're going to go to war at Dynasty.
I have no knowledge of the Percy Jackson world. Not. I don't know a thing about it. The kids haven't shown interest in it. I don't think it was around. I think we would have been adults whenever that came to
Yeah.
be Percy Jackson.
We watched the first episode of season 1, I think, and my eldest expressed an interest. This is back in like one telly downstairs days. It's like if there's no 4,
Yeah.
then there's no go.
We mentioned Darby. I know we might as well talk
So
about
you got
this.
a tablet, just watch that. We'll.
And then nobody needs to speak to each other. Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
that's the dream, isn't it?
Unsanctioned coffin match, Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd tonight, Sidge.
That means Darby can't win. Can't be going to MJF. This one doesn't count. The win doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't use the momentum from a win if it doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. It's fine.
He's gonna win, isn't he? Well, when these two do to each other, like Darby Allin's gonna win, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to win. It's probably. You know what, right? Let's not do our wacky repartee where I think the great match is probably going to be great, and you don't care about the great matches because you like WWE and characters, and you're the Yorkshire McGregor.
Good bit.
Yorkshire McGregor.
The Scarborough Geary. That's you.
I hate that. Like,
Anyway.
come on, let's
How-
do a boring match.
Yeah. How great, really, have these coffin matches been in AEW? I think it's kind of, I know it's Darby's like signature. I think the best coffin match I've seen in AEW was Christian Cage versus Jack Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Final burial.
When it just- yeah.
It's like-
Christian just ran away the whole match. That was his strategy. Was no,
He's
like,
just
you
like,
know,
"No,
like,
I'm going to be a rat for the next 18 minutes. It was
Yeah.
incredible. So Darby had one against just when Andrade had a little. He was more of a grower, not a shower. Back in those days, before he got that big old cock. This year, that first. Oh, the matches are pretty good. AEW run. He had a coffiner with Dobbs. It was all right. It was good.
Coffiner.
Darby's had another one with Ethan Page, and it was, again, probably really good. Not amazingly great.
I like the one at Wembley, Sid, but we were looking to get the thing in the ring after so-and-so left his paperwork behind.
Yes. And that went, I think something or some things went long.
Aye.
So that match against Perry was like, the hell's this crap? It's not even insane. You know, it was like 9 minutes of rushed crowd brawling and then a finish. That was no good. But apparently, like, it was like a proper, that was time crunched out the ass. So it's an AEW problem rather than a Stip problem, maybe. The year before was the one you're referring to.
Oh, tag ski.
That was a lot of fun.
That was good.
Fun more than like unbelievably great.
He's taken it, which is good, from being the roll the body in, close the lid, Undertaker one to this weapons match. Like a lot of matches are weapons matches, but weapons matches with a big old wooden box.
Yeah.
It's its own thing now.
Yeah.
Under his
Look how things look.
stewardship.
It's the blow off. They'll want to make it special. I think you will in spite of yourself. It'll be one of those matches that's so kind of violent and pulsating and really, really like ill-advised. You'll get swept up in it.
There's always got to be something, even when like AEW is really hot, that it doesn't feel like it's clicking. And AEW is pretty hot this year, and it's been this feud that feels like it's interrupting the good time. Like, I don't like the Dogs as a group. Like, they're grotty and awful. Maybe I'm supposed to think that, like, as heels. I'm just, God, it would be awful to be around them. Like, so maybe that's effective.
Well, not around Clark Connors.
Well, like, he's a hunk, but he's also a complete loser, narratively speaking. Like, he's got that, like, natty streak on the go at the moment.
Oh, come on, dude.
So it's like, not in terms of match quality, just dubs and L's. Like, so...
The dungeon is alive.
Big win for her on Monday.
Yeah. They've kind of like pivoted a little bit, haven't they? It's just like dungeon.
Yeah.
Like Joshua was off sick yesterday. He was like, "What's a dungeon?" Oh, it was like a granddad's basement where she trained. Oh, right. So like, unless I explain like sort of 30 years of heart law to you.
Let me tell you something, Joshua. Your old man will stretch you, and I'll show you what you did. Did you stretch your boy?
Yeah, I did not. You wouldn't have been off school if you were my son. Ain't that right, Brett?
Yeah, let's do some PE, Joshua. You little bastard.
I broke Keith's leg before he even had his oatmeal, and he still went off to school and ran track. Brett, he didn't quit. He didn't tap out. How was I to know?
Did you stretch your boy yesterday?
I didn't know.
Good.
I'm not Stu Hart.
Just playing him for
just performing.
for entertainment purposes only.
It's satire. Yeah, the Dogs stink, man. Like, I don't like the group. I don't like the act. Like, they're in it, which is good. They're super committed to it. It's like, I can't Orange Cassidy anymore because I've been told not to. Darby Allin's just this guy. Darby Allin's right in a worse state than Hangman Page, and he can actually win the AEW World Title. Like, there's a guy that, like, I don't want to win it, even though it's accessible to him. You know, like,
made your feelings clear.
But I think this is what happens, right? Like, he could get the MJF match off the back of this, and
You can't because it's unsanctioned, and the win doesn't matter.
Come on, oh you. Yeah, I do like that match. You know, Roddy Strong's there. He's always there. No. I thought for a second there, what if, like...
You can't be a confessed Miz fan and bury someone for being always there.
Watch me. If you're going to be there, you got to be glue.
Be there. If you've got to be there, you've got to be
Kings of
glue.
Leon album, that third one.
I like the second, but I do like the third.
Yeah. They were kind of
I love True Love Way.
so mad.
Love that song.
They were just trying stuff, and then it was like, should we try being a massive stadium anthem band?
Yeah.
I didn't see you trying that.
Yeah, but
I'm out now.
I'm out, but well done.
Yeah.
No. The second one's the best for me. I do love the third.
It's the most cowboy one, the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, but like in a neon cowboy kind of way. Like the sort of the new wavy influences on it I like.
Leon kind of way.
Yeah.
I'll go Use Somebody. Have you ever heard that of theirs?
You're good at that. You ever heard this one?
I do love... What's the best Kings of Leon tune?
On Call, for me, is my favourite.
I like Molly's Chambers. That's very sort of...
Indie disco staple, isn't it?
I like... I do love...
Red Morning Light from FIFA. Remember that, Nicholas? Was that before you were on Pro Evo, of course?
It's only the greatest football soundtrack in the game, actually. I think you're fine, because
Love
how do you have a
California
game where you have that song and it opens with a video of
Milk?
Thierry Henry,
They dropped a ball from a
Ronaldinho,
helicopter or
Del
something.
Piero,
Yeah.
all running towards a goal. I mean, what?
year
Am I
was
not
that?
supposed to like Italian football and Kings of Leon for that?
05, 06?
Or 4?
04.
I think I was into
That was
Pro
Pez.
Evo,
That was
yeah.
Pro
that
Evo,
was-
mate.
I lost a lot of FIFA years there.
That was the last time for me, because
That
it
was
peaked,
what's
and I was
same.
like, hey, what's this over here?
Same. Yeah, it was a bit like, don't fancy you anymore. Pro Evo's over here.
It was the last.
ISS Pro
I was
Evolution.
going to say, my mate had the last
Yeah.
ISS Pro for the PlayStation. I was like, I think I'm leaving
He's
you.
rock hard.
I think I'm
over there.
leaving you behind. It's a bit of an Austin Brett situation. I was wrestling, mate, and it was like, why am I not asked about you anymore?
Everything wrestling.
Same feeling, though, isn't it? When you first played ISS Pro, you were like,
Yeah.
you go home, you play FIFA.
Did you ever cheat with FA Premier League stars?
I'll tell you
I was
what.
like, oh, what's this? It's
I don't
even
know what the
worse.
hell that
Well,
is.
because it was in the era, right, of the chipped PlayStation. We can all say this
Yeah.
now. None of us are going to prison for this. And like somebody had come into school with like 5 million green discs of copies of like, any game you got 50p. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
But like there was a lot of alternative football
This
games.
is football.
This is football.
This is football. Three Lions. FA Premier League, Actua Soccer 2. Like,
Kieran Dyer on the cover of This Is Football, Sidge. Remember that?
Ah, that can't.
This is
In an
football had the
England top,
dive
sure.
function.
Like FIFA did at one point, didn't it?
Yeah, they
like
added it
99 or something.
And Pro Evo would add it,
99 was go. with
take it
FIFA.
away. But I like
Should
Road
put
to World Cup.
Road to World Cup
98.
was, yeah,
That
I
was
think
the
it was
one
the
for me.
first one I played, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know, every now and then.
No, I might have known. What was it 95? What was the one on the Nintendo? I never had a Nintendo, so it was always when I went around to my mate's house.
International was 94 and then 95 as well, wasn't it?
I think it was 95 where you could be like, horn, drums, go.
Yeah.
Guess which one I pressed whenever I scored a goal.
And it had the little
Horn.
cheats menu.
Goal.
Like,
So how
you
long-
could
how
put
long
like-
did you go for?
You could put Crazy Ball on and invisible walls and stuff on the little cheat. You press
Yeah.
A, it would just take you to a cheats menu. You can make it
I must have
wacky.
done something to burn my memory away. 'Cause I don't really have many memories left.
It's quite a place to take it after free.
Gone already, my memory.
Yeah, honestly.
Finally, on tonight's Dynamite.
Amnesia ball.
It's just a one women's match, Sidge,
Yeah.
but it is no holds barred. Marina Shafir versus Toni Storm with the spectre of Ronda Rousey looking over all this.
She should turn her. Cost Toni Storm the match. You've got Marina Shafir built in as like a potential challenger to Willow now. Oh no, she's not the goddamn. Oh, she's still the TBS champion, right? Okay, so you've done that. You've advanced the biggest women's match of the year potentially, promoted correctly. Ronda Rousey versus Toni Storm. Like, and now they had Mercedes Toni at All In last year, but this could be the biggest women's match in AEW history. That's an insult to Mercedes Moné, who, you know, I rate very highly and I respect as like a living industry legend, incredibly important and everything else. And I know Ronda Rousey is far removed from the peak of her fame, but, you know, you can kind of pretend she's still a celebrity.
You're supposed to always feel like this year's bigger than the last. How wrestling's supposed
That's
to work,
right,
isn't it?
it's like,
Time will prove if it's true or not, but you're
Yeah.
supposed in the moment think, well, it's never been bigger
it-
than this.
It could be huge. I'm already in love with the audience reaction to Ronda Rousey of just absolute get out. And it's such a perfect kind of heat. It's that rare interlope. AEW has tried to experiment with it before to little success, realistically. It's been doing it on like concepts as opposed to actual people who have come to disrupt everything. Like Ronda Rousey has got this reaction of, oh God, I do not want her here. She does not belong here. She's not a good enough person or whatever. Or I think TJ should win you know what I mean? There is that mentality a little
Yeah,
bit.
no,
That
that's-
mentality a little
yeah.
bit, sorry.
Because they've been here.
Exactly, and Ronda hasn't. And she's going to walk into possibly one of the biggest women's feuds in the history of the promotion. And people do not like her at all. Good. It's closest we're going to get to it. The dead thing that professional wrestling at large pretends is alive in order to function. That is the brutal reality of pro wrestling. Like, heat doesn't exist, but it kind of drives everything forward, and it's the purpose of everything. So let's all just have a collective delusion that it does. I can see through it. But Ronda is the closest thing of like, get her out. In fact, don't even bring her in the first place. I love it. I absolutely love it. I hope it maintains. I don't know how you maintain it. Maybe you just have Ronda appear and people hate her. This could be magic. This is one of the things that's really stirred something within me because it's the psyche of wrestling I miss more than anything else. Like people going absolutely ballistic ape shit over 10 punches to the corner.
Yeah.
Never get that anymore. Unless it's like really ironic. This feels a bit, oh, people don't like this. Oh yeah, that means I do. Do you have her on as a regular? Or is she sort of swan in whenever she damn well pleases? Then that adds to the heat I'm talking about. Don't know, but it feels built for like Shafir to win because Ronda is just She hasn't done anything physical yet. I'm waiting to see what that looks like.
Interesting how they manage it with the Carano fight in May.
Well, I think that's key to all of this. Like, when she did that Warner for Ring of Honor with Shafir, it was in...
That first Ronda Fed run was amazing. I'll stand by that.
Oh, God,
I loved it.
But the one-off she did...
The second one was ace.
Was in the shadow of that. So, a value had never really felt lower. And there wasn't a great... That I can remember, I'll be corrected on this, there wasn't a great deal of pushback to that cameo, effectively, because it didn't feel consequential. She had really leveled herself off in that second Fed run, and it didn't even feel like a big star. Like, Marina Shafir's more famous mate has come in, but that was about the extent of it. As opposed to what we got at the pay-per-view, where I think I said at the time, it was like her aura's grown back. And I think this fight has had something to do with that. Like, she must have locked in to not just this fight with Gina Carano, because like I've seen stuff on Ronda of late. It's either penetrated the wrestling websites I'm checking for my news, or just because of this fight being on Netflix or whatever, and her being a very outspoken critic of TKO, so both sides of it, UFC and WWE, and this fight as a contrast to how UFC wouldn't be worth her time or like physical training and everything else because it doesn't pay well, and she's kind of like, she's going for Dana's throat and has nothing nice.
She's kind of a wash fighter as well.
Well, and she has nothing nice to say about WWE at the same time. So there's actually, bizarrely, there's like a tribal element that might suit her time in AEW, although people won't necessarily take it as that initially. She's just so in promotional mode that, yes, she can't do things physically because it would compromise this fight, but as a presence, as a talker,
rain down some elbows.
Yeah, just as somebody that is clearly locked into what she's selling at the moment, which right now is the Carano fight, but down the line could be something with AEW, I would get as much use out of her as you possibly can. She just looks and feels like this next period of months or whatever has been well plotted out for her to make a lot of money, and she has to, you know, we joke sometimes about the switch that wrestlers have to flick the little Buzz Lightyear one in the back. It's like, can you still be baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, for the public that loved that? And based on Sunday and the stuff I've seen of promoting this Carano fight, I would say it's a resounding yes. She's found that, like, is a twinkle in her eye. She's got like a glint in her eye, like she did on Sunday. It's like she was like Ronda. I know nothing about UFC, less than nothing. But Ronda Rousey was like one of the people I had to tune in and watch the fights for, because I just bought. There was a pro wrestling element to it. She can't be beaten. She knows how to cut promo, make her like respect the fighter, and then absolutely murder them in the fight itself, whatever. And when she lost to Holly Holm, like the fire went out, didn't it? And then the comeback one where she got, was it Amanda Nunes? Like, that was where, like, again, I know nothing of it, but it was just like, all right, that's how this goes then. Yeah. You are not just out, you are all the way out. You will never find your way back in. And this feels like it's all happened at the same. That's why pro wrestling was such a gift to her, because she was able to do it in the worked environment instead. And then that went out. And so I had the memory of that with the second run. I was like, this light's never coming back on, is it?
That
and it does. It feels like it's come back on.
Triple H was an absolute...
Not for everyone. If you're Ryan Satin, it was pretty...
Yeah.
The only person having a good time at the 2022 Royal Rumble. You got fans under the WrestleMania sign worried that they're going to catch fire from it. You're watching two awful Rumbles where the gimmick is dead. Like
Shane McMahon's the best, except what?
Ryan Satin's having a good night, so...
I'm fascinated to see what she does. Like you say, I think it's going to be a bit of a tightrope between now and, I think it's mid-May, we said.
I love that. That's on Netty, by the way. Can't wait to just like press play.
100% watching that, yeah. The Carano. They've got some good undercard matches being added to that as well. Did you hear what Bobby pitched, by the way? He was like, I could fight Brock Lesnar on the undercard as well. What? Obviously got the MMA background. I was like, I think both of you are probably going to be a bit busy, and the bosses might have a bit of a word to say about that one.
Yeah.
Lashley's wanted that. Always.
Lashley's got
forever.
Some weird ideas in that.
Yeah, he's wanted that Brock Lesnar MMA thing forever.
I think very certainly promoted it when he was doing an interview when he joined TNA.
Yeah.
They were like, check him out on this breakfast show. He was talking. He was like, yeah, I could fight Brock Lesnar. What? Why have you heard that, TNA? It's never happening.
Oh, yeah, it's Syndicate. Funny.
Yeah.
Good show back up tonight. He's literally just done an interview saying, I'm not injured, I'm ready to go. And normally when people say they're good to go, boom, straight back on AEW TV, baby.
I will say, away from Ronda, just to preview this match in and of itself, it could be fantastic, this. They had that Turk Arena on Dynamite, total salvage job for the ages at Revolution.
Seen him in our time, haven't we, gang?
We haven't. It was a quality, witty, lean personality-laden match. I really enjoyed it. Toni Storm has got rather iconic previous in Plunder matches. I'm not saying this will be, but it's encouraging. And Shafir put weapons in her vicinity in 2025, and she was one of the best people to watch in the entire promotion. So this match could be awesome.
Baldy Utah gets involved and gets a hat taken off or something, because I know they've done a bit of that on Collision.
Thumbtacks in his shaved head.
Works for me.
Yeah, why not?
Right, well, one last thing left to do then, and that's before we get to the name of the game, Sid, is to get to the aim of the game. Let's go into that place.
The aim of the game is to identify to the hour, minute, and second the first time you hear the first note for the first entrance theme for the first woman to come out and compete for the only women's match on Dynamite. The idea being, you know what? It's between you and me. Let me let you in on a little secret. Have you ever noticed how more often than not, this women's match, the sole women's match on Dynamite, more often than not anyways, happens in that 120, 125 as in 1 hour, 20 minute, 1 hour, 25 minute range. What's all that about, I wonder? Conspiracy corner. Could it just be, right, that the first hour of Dynamite, in a bid to convince the viewing public, okay, that you don't get any bleed birds on this one. God, it's real stuff, right, this wrestling. That the first hour of Dynamite is wall-to-wall balls, concentrated cock. Okay? Like, no woke, all blokes, with the idea being, oh, good, because AEW come on, I think, God, no one likes these bloody birds, you just have to put up with them because of woke, right? And if they put them in that 1 hour 20 sort of range, the sunk cost fallacy, the sunk cock fallacy, right, is like people watching it don't like no women. They've already watched an hour. They've already invested in that hour, so they're thinking, oh, well, bloody hell, this is blokes again in the main event, right? But I think that's what's happening here. I think we've rumbled them. But here's the thing. So you're watching this, and there's an hour, and you're thinking, all right, okay, well, that's good men's action, more great men's action. Joe, you dirty dog. Did you just change the channel to Cinemax? I can see some titties flying around. This is good stuff right here. Time to check it out. No. It's the women athletes of AEW. What are you talking about? That's an oxymoron if I've ever heard it. Women athletes? What? That don't make no sense now. That sounds like utter woke nonsense if you ask me. Well, if you ask me, Jim, actually, I think this match between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir is going to be significantly better than the other Plunder match. And you know what? Ronda Rousey is coming in. And, it's just so much more interesting than the dogs, don't you think? Check it out, Shafir Bomber, everybody. Shafir Bomber. So that's what they think. I've done the cat. You're thinking, all right, Sidge, mouthful again. Jingleizer for me, please. Sure can. Don't worry, guys. When the women come out to play, the main event ain't too far away. That's the aim of the game. The name of the game. Bear with me 1 second. I think this podcast has gone longer than Dynamite itself, but later, even with an overrun. Women in the wrestling, I know, you're furious. Women in the wrestling, I know, you're furious. There were times when I could have rampaged her, but I would hate anything to happen to Sir. No, I don't want to book her. Do you really think I have to? Do you really think I have to? Oh, latest night. Love that sting.
Oh, God. Excellent. Excellent.
Thanks.
Is there anything in spunk, cock, phallus?
I thought phallus, yeah.
Maybe, you know what, this bit needs more bits. So I'm thinking, not that we do bits, but if we did do a bit, this another bit on top of this. Hey. Let's just say I've just spotted my producer holding the bridge of his nose. That's getting added. Oh, God.
I'm also quite concerned. I'm worried, in fact, about Jim for maybe the second or third week in a row getting arrested for public indecency for masturbating in a bar.
Twice now. He's trying to just straight up jack it.
Well, you know, it's Jim's old dog's fault. He's putting on Cinemax.
I love how close they are, though, that he feels comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah, he does, yes.
What are best friends for? At the end of the
Exactly,
day?
yeah.
Quite the world.
It is, isn't it?
So, thanks as always to the Panda Blair himself.
Oh, God, play the game.
Blair.
The game, yeah, Christ.
Every time, every time.
Adam Wilton 4. And Jose Palomares at the Ho 11. The guys always take care of the
Data.
thanks for this sort of thing. It's very tight at the top. You were a mere 21 seconds
21 seconds to go.
away last week from finally getting it. So it's over to you, Michael Hamflett. You were on 3 for the year. I'm on 3. Sidge is on 1. But yeah, where do you think this no holds barred match lands?
It is Toni Storm. They care about her. It might facilitate something too with Ronda Rousey.
Mhm.
They absolutely should care about her. Do I just gamble on this being the main event? It seems we've got such little advertise for this as it is. Yeah, why not? Like 1 hour 41 and 5 seconds.
I'll obviously go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, here's something I didn't want to say before you'd committed your answer. Traditionally, if it's unsanctioned in AEW, it's actually after the main event, and it's an unsanctioned coffin match. So if the tradition is adhered to, it can only go on last.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm thinking now that the coffiner is going on last because, you know, through the AEW's own thing, they kind of have to do it last. Will this open to keep the plunder stuff as far away from one another as possible so each can have the maximum effect and not burn out the crowd? Then I'm thinking that's not very Tony now, is it?
I like that song they did with Vic Reeves, the plunder stuff.
I think, boom, let's go work now. Some of our cock and a flash of fly. Elevated first. I think as you call it, the spectre of the Ronda of it all. What's a good time to get viewers? The top of the hour. I'm going to go for no hours. 45 minutes.
Wow.
31 seconds.
Good spread.
Good spread. Excited for tonight's show. Let us know your thoughts ahead of AEW Dynamite tonight in the comments section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. You can follow all 4 of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
hamflex@gmail.com. I'm also on Cameo.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
Follow our producer on Nicholas at
Sunk Cock Fallacy.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. We'll be back later on today to review NXT, and of course back tomorrow to review AEW Dynamite. Quick production note. Might be slightly delayed, the Dynamite review tomorrow, but it's coming, trust me. For now, this has been the Dynamite preview. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick, to Nicholas. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Everything's jizz.